gully show up? Well, it did. And as we heard from Damon Phillips, persons living along gully banks had a very long night.
Here at McGregor Gully in Vineyard Town, it was a nightmare experience for many. Downed utility poles, collapsed driveways, buried vehicles, waterlogged homes filled with mud and debris, all with damaged furniture. The gully just could not handle the waters brought on by Gustav. The rains have eased and the residents of McGregor Gully have wasted no time in tidying up. It's the day after a terrible ordeal, and for some, it's an experience they won't forget.
As I started, the water started running over the gully slowly, then afterwards it started pouring more and more. Then when I look now, the yard full of water to the fence, to that gate behind us. And then when I look, the water rush through the grill and lit down the grill. Lit down the grill and I run and I drop. Then I have to look out one window and go up on the house top. 13 of us was up there. And the baby was crying and my son was crying. And all that, so now the little one by the wind start blowing. All of the duck. You know, I just had a slap top on the slide. A slide and nearly drop off of the house top. And my father grabbed me. And then we step on another zinc plate. And it broke down because we have to step from one step of the one house top at a time. They are trying to go across. They are to get a dry space to come down.
And over on East Kings House Road in the vicinity of Barbican Square, National Works Agency crews were busy clearing the roadway blocked since 7 p.m. Thursday.
And I up here from about 12 o'clock. Church, you can get the one lane going, get through. I was in Wapasa in first place, cleaning up by Wapasa. We left and go by Crossroad for an extractor and come up in Barbican now.
Residents of 3 Barbican Way were also in cleanup mode after being flooded out.
And me and my father alone in the house, and me look see the water coming out of the door bottom. And when the water coming out of the door bottom, and he say, Angela, see brown water there? And I say, come my father, wait to the gate, the water catch our waist. Catch me on my waist, and I look behind me, I never see my father. I turn back for him and go for him. When we go for him, we just all walk all up in the big of the lane. We tap in the lane.
Member of Parliament for North East St Andrew, Delroy Chuck, said sections of the constituency were seriously affected.
Right in at the back of Bedford Park, at least 2 houses are in danger of collapsing because the gully wall has broken away. And in Jackshill, in Tavistock, half of the road has broken away and a number of people are marooned at the very top of Tavistock. Persimmon, at the top of Templemeads, the road has completely eroded, and at the very bottom, the road has collapsed into the gully.
The residents, however, all insisted that they will not be leaving to stay in shelters. Later in the afternoon, we returned to Greendale Drive, Valentine Gardens in Kingston 19, where these residents don't have the task of cleaning up their homes. Mother Nature rules. Thursday night was a rough one for residents here living along this gully bank. Now 4 homes were washed away. Some 30 persons were affected. Believe me, they've learned their lessons. It's a hard lesson to learn, but no lives were lost, thankfully.
One of our cousin was drowned. Is God saving him all on a piece of look who would something and everybody dry him up.
We need to choose where we live and where we reside here and so forth. So that's basically the lesson we learned from this.
The island's firefighters are not really preoccupied with calls regarding fires, but other matters are taking up their time as well, like responding to a flooded backyard at Kenhill Drive, Perpacall, Kingston 20.
However, the next premises is behind. You have seen where there's a drain, or there's a channel which can lead the water. It seems like they've been blocked up. So we're going to bore a hole in that drain to allow the water to flow back, straight back to the... This was blocked up deliberately based on what you see? It seems so. I can't really say that. I'm going next door to talk to the person on the next premises to see why that drain has been blocked up.
This house on this side here had a hole that in the wall that whenever the rain falls, the water is supposed to leave behind the neighbors then, between we and the neighbors, to run out on the next street. That is Clydesdale Avenue. But many of the people they're not cooperating, they are upset.
Damon Phillips, CVM News.
And as Gustav commented the streets of the corporate area, the homeless sought refuge in what many may describe as uncanny spots. Janella Precious takes a closer look.
Okay, so we're here in the Crossroads area. a recurring problem is the issue of the homeless and where do they go in times like these. Now, these gentlemen here say that they've been here from last night.
Yeah, man. From last night to there, right through the night.
So tell me about it. Well, what happened? Where you coming from? And you know, how do you
come from? And I met a little stuff here. Hey, me not move.
So did you know about the storm?
Yeah, man.
So how was your night? What happened? Was there flooding? How did you manage to make it through the night?
Come on, all them cripple can't move. Me have to drive. I go around the corner there and them thing there.
Among the homeless whom we encountered included a man who was physically challenged and one who was visually impaired. A closer look at what they referred to as their bed showed a crocus bag in one instance and two uneven wooden benches in the other. Too cold to speak, they remained oblivious to our camera, even as we tried to seek help to get them to safer ground. In the distance, the flood waters threatened to move closer to their place of abode, but according to them, they intend to keep moving throughout the streets if and when the rising waters affect them. When questioned, they said they did not know about any shelters for the homeless.
You know, I just saw how to live it here. I to the going, you know, and we have to just face it.
One said he was hoping for the day when the plight of the homeless in these circumstances will be taken more seriously. Chanela Precious, CVM News. And as we continue to retrace Gustav's path of destruction, we go to central Jamaica. Winston Casanova reports on what happened in Clarendon.
The Kennedy Grove housing development, located on the outskirts of Maypen, has been prone to flooding over the years, and expectations were that it would be another challenging situation for residents once again, taking into consideration the amount of rainfall we have had since Thursday afternoon. However, the two soakaways which were recently constructed in the community seem to have worked wonders, as there was no flooding this time around. Back in the town of Maypen, there were problems on Harris and Bedford streets, where a number of houses had water running through them after the canal had overflowed. While the youngsters took time out to frolic and enjoy themselves in the waters which took over the St. Jago roadway in the Tollgate community, a number of residents were busy trying to keep water out of their homes in what was one of the more seriously affected areas.
So that's a Quincy flood, what's it for? And after one with the system, because they don't have a gunshot yet. And they're going to clean, that's it. Yeah, they're going to clean it, so that's what now right about.
Communities on the Bare Plains, such as Rocky Point and Portland Cottage, which suffered immensely over the years when it rained, were spared somewhat. And this was attributed to the drain cleaning exercise, which was carried out recently.
As a matter of fact, we have been doing preparatory work for some 4 or 5 weeks. There, as you can see, done forever. Even this main road is being done as we speak. The latest community is over in New Brands that is being done this morning.
The Raya Minnow, in the meantime, was a sight to behold, and residents who turned out to view the raging waters commented that this was the worst they had seen it in many years. Winston Casanova for CVM News.